About this time last year, I started to get very serious about sports, specifically basketball. I joined a travel basketball team, started to have one-on-one sessions with a coach, and did camps. I did at least 3 hours of basketball almost every day this summer, if not more. If I'm willing to put that much time into a sport, I obviously do love it. However, that doesn't mean it didn't come without its hard times. When I started to get serious about basketball, I was in somewhat of a honeymoon phase. It's all I wanted to do, and it's all I thought about. It was all-consuming. Soon enough, this started to wear off, though. I realized how competitive a sport it really was and how behind everybody else I felt. They had all been rigorously practicing for years, while I had just started. I started to find less fun in the sport and began to get into my own head more. I remember thinking, now I actually have to be good at this. I've always been a perfectionist, but this started to exacerbate that. I had to make every shot. I had to have a perfect pass. I had to defend the other team so well that they couldn't do anything. I'd want to perfect things so badly that I would shoot the same shot over and over again for up to 2 hours straight, never moving from that one spot. I started to become infuriated if I did one thing wrong. I would beat myself up over every minuscule mishap, and then that would be followed by my coaches yelling at me and my teammates telling me what I did wrong. I started to get extremely self-critical, not only on the basketball court, but also in my everyday life. I started to play worse and overthink everything. This prompted me to feel guilty for playing bad, as my parents were putting lots of money and time into this as well. I felt like even though I was putting in so many hours, I was only getting worse instead of better. This made me fall out of love with the sport, depleting any motivation I had once to get better. But then I met a coach I loved. He was not only a great coach fundamentally, but he also understood the mental aspect of the sport. He knew when to give me tough love and make me push through, versus when to lay off and understand that I was just having one of those days. He made me believe that I really was improving and all of this was worth it. However, he also made it clear that my self-worth was not tied to a sport and my performance in it. He reinvigorated my love for basketball. This happened near the end of my AAU season and summer. Going into high school, I joined the Rana swim and dive team, which gave me my first real break from basketball in months. I'd be so tired after diving that even if I wanted to play basketball, I couldn't. This absence showed me how much I actually loved the sport. This season, while I wasn't perfect, I dramatically improved. I made my goal of making varsity my freshman year, and I stopped beating myself up nearly as much. I have gradually started to develop a next play mentality. While there have been hard times, there's always going to be. It's unrealistic to set the expectation for myself or for anybody that there's never going to be hard days or mistakes. This experience has helped me realize how much mindset matters, not only in sports, but in every area of life. I learned that it's about the journey, not the end result. Not everything needs to be perfect, and it's okay to make mistakes and grow from them, even if that's not in a linear fashion. I'm now more motivated than ever to focus on improving my skills, but more importantly, having fun on the court.